Some wisdom is found on the surface, and some wisdom takes us deeper. Welcome to Get Deep, where we dive into the thoughts, truths, and affirmations that help us grow, reflect, and move forward. I'm Deborah D.E.E.P, Mouton, and every episode we'll explore the power of words, the strength of resilience, and the beauty of introspection. Come in, take a seat, and let's get deep. Being a parent is probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done. It is waking up every day considering someone else's needs and desires, along with what are the things long-term that they don't even know that they'll need. It is a little crazy to think that someone gave me the job of taking care of other humans with literally no experience before it. But it's one that I treasure very close to my heart. And I think that watching my kids first are what make it worth all of it. It's watching their eyes widen as they walk into new spaces, or seeing the revelation happen in their faces when they learn something brand new. Those moments make me feel like maybe I'm qualified for the job. Maybe I'm not a terrible mom. But I've heard that if you worry about if you're a terrible parent, you're probably a pretty good one. Even just having the metacognition to think about if you're showing up presently and better for them than maybe the folks that showed up for you, no matter how well that they did. That is what makes you a good guardian or a good parent. I remember taking my kids to the St. Louis Zoo. I was there for a production that I was putting up at Opera Theater St. Louis and tried to make sure that I took moments between to spend time with family. They don't always get to travel with me, but when they do, I try to curate days of downtime or playtime to make sure that I'm showing up with both hats on. This day, we decided that the zoo would make the perfect background for a family day. Number one, it's free. And number two, it's a pretty good zoo full of all kinds of animal experiences and easy walkability. And the heat wasn't as sweltering as you would expect it to be in mid-March. So we took to the zoo with both of my kids, my son excited to find the elephants. The elephants just happened to be the hardest thing to find in the St. Louis Zoo. So we wandered, finding flamingos and monkeys. We found giraffes. We looked for everything around the world, to my son's chagrin, because all he wanted to do was to see the large pack of animals raise their trunk and spray water everywhere. We finally heard that the elephants were in a far cove at the back of the park, so we made our way over. It was a winding map of a road that took you up through hills and back down to see other animals. We didn't know that the elephants were the last thing that you would see. So after 45 minutes of walking, we finally turned the corner and saw the first elephant. My son ran to the gate, putting his hands on the fence, looking, his eyes lighting up with magic. He'd finally made it to this place where this animal so big that he could not wrap his mind around it lived. And we took pictures, and we spent moments there, and before we knew it, it was over. But for the rest of the day, there was this childlike wonder that lingered in our car. From recounting our favorite parts of our experience, which I make my kids do to practice their summarizing skills, to thinking about where we wanted to travel next. This new wonder started to live in all of us, bubbling up, making us consider what we wanted to do next, making plans for family activities and family trips. It was an igniting point that pushed us to think about how we make space for family. And so what is that childlike wonder doing for you today? Maybe it's exploring a new restaurant that you've always wanted to go to. Maybe it's visiting a new park. Maybe it's having a conversation that you've waited far too long to have with someone that you've loved. These moments remind us that there's still something worth discovering in our everyday lives, and each of us has to get up and chase it. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. I hope this moment of reflection stays with you, guides you, and reminds you to keep going. If you found value in this episode, let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at Live Life Deep and share your thoughts, your wisdom, and your light. And if you're enjoying the podcast, the best way to support it is simple. Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps others find this space of growth and inspiration. This has been a Gemini's production. You can explore some of the other podcasts on the network by going to GeminisProductions.com or following on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at Gemini's Productions. Until next time, remember, you've been given today. What you do with it is up to you.